Okay, let's take a moment and look at the disclaimer. This content is for educational, informational, entertainment purposes only, and nothing should be taken as a recommendation to buy, sell, or hold any securities at any time. This is Rod from BTA, and we are known as the Middle Traders. Okay, I just want to do a quick update this morning, and I wanted to inform everybody that this market right now is on the edge. Okay, it is on the edge of the cliff. Okay, this is the QQQs. All right, this is a daily chart of the QQQs. And if you notice, we have the chart of Lois up. Okay, and we have the blue line below prices showing that we're in a upswing. But look at today's action. I want to expand this so you can make sure that you can see it. Let's expand this a little bit. Make sure you can see it. Okay, now this is right now is 10:20, and as you can see, this is live trading. You can see the chart is moving right now. Okay, so we're live in the market right now, and this is Lois right here, and this is the daily chart of the QQQs. So notice Lois is still below price, saying that we are in a upswing. But today's action right now is having a lot of difficulty staying above this middle point of the double bottom. Okay, and we have this downward trend line that is still above it, but it's teetering on the edge. Okay, we traded down to this horizontal support level at 303.50. Right now we at 305.63. We traded down earlier today to 303.50, and we touched this support. We touched this horizontal support level right here, and we bounced. Okay, but we're having a lot of difficulty getting back above the middle point right here of the double bottom. All right, which was acting as resistance. That was our pivot point earlier, late last week. We are now starting to have a lot of resistance. That 8-week moving average is starting to hold this market as resistance. If we break back below this downward trending 21-day moving average right here, if we break back below this 21-day moving average and break back below 303.50 and get below Lois, and Lois right now is signaling at 303.82. That's where Lois is at right now, 303.82. So basically, this 303.50 support level is it. If we break back below that, we have to start thinking that we may gonna come back and start touching these lows down here. All right, because this market is on the edge. It's having a lot of difficulty moving forward. The rally, we said this rally had a 50% chance of failure, and it looks like it may have some problems. Okay, so that's a daily chart of QQQs. Let's look at a daily chart of the DIA with Lois on it. Okay, let's look at daily chart DIA with Lois on it. And I'm going to expand this so we can see it. Okay. So look at the DIA right now. The DIA is having major problems. Okay, this was the middle point, our pivot point of the double bottom. That was our pivot point. That was our pivot point to go long earlier last week. We have broken today's action right now. You can notice that it's moving down. We just broke below the 21-day moving average on the DIA. Okay, and we now below Lois on the DIA. All right, so the DIA just broke below Lois, and we down below the 21-day moving average, and we're below the 326.06 level. So now the DIA is starting to fall apart. This market right now, this rally is on the edge. It's on its last leg. If we close down here below the 21-day moving average and stay below Lois, and we follow through tomorrow, okay, I think this market is going to have a little trouble trying to hold on to this rally. All right. So as you can see, as of right now, the DIA, as of right now, okay, the DIA has broken below all of the key support levels that it had. It broke below on Lois's chart. It's below Lois, blue line. Okay. Lois is probably going to start turning to a downswing if this continues. Okay. So we below Lois's blue line. We below the 21-day moving average, and we below the horizontal, which was prior resistance. And now we wanted it to act as support. We're below the 327.38 on the DIA, and we're below the 326.06 level on the DIA. So the DIA is starting now to fall apart. And if we go down here and look at the on-balance volume, we can see on the on-balance volume right now. Let me expand it so you can see it. Okay. On the on-balance volume, if you look right here, we're starting to break below on the DIA. This is DIA. This is a daily chart of DIA with the on-balance volume right here. We're starting to come below this prior resistance area, which was the peak. We wanted it to act as support. That was the high point for closing prices. We have a vertical line here going across the high point of on-balance volume. We're breaking below that. So prices breaking back below its prior high, and the on-balance volume line is breaking back below its prior high on the DIA. Volume is coming out. Volume is coming out, okay? The DIA is in trouble. Volume is clearly coming out of the DIA. Let's go back to the Qs for a minute and look at the on-balance volume on the Qs. Like we said before, go back and look at the videos we did yesterday. We put them on the previous videos we put on the channel, on the YouTube channel yesterday. The prices on the green lines up top, which is the closing prices, which is a line chart of closing prices, it never made it on the daily chart of the QQQs. It never really stayed above its prior high. Okay, if you look at the prior high over here, this is the prior high. We have this vertical, this horizontal line, which want to act as support. Okay, we got above it and we broke below it. But on the on-balance volume, the on-balance volume line, if I minimize this a little bit, you can see here on the on-balance volume line, even though price got above its prior high right here, look at the prior high on the on-balance volume line. The on-balance volume line never made it above it. That's telling us that this move was not validated by the volume. There was no real buying power coming in. Okay, so look, the Qs are saying no volume, no real volume was coming in. The DIA is right now breaking below its 21-day moving average and breaking below key support. Let's look at the SPY. Okay, here's the SPY. This is a daily chart of the SPY, the SPY, the ETF that tracks the Standard & Poor's 500. And look at it. Okay, I'm going to expand it so I can make sure that you see this. All right, look at this. Look at this chart of Lois. Okay, here is Lois's blue line. It's telling us we had an upswing, right? This was our prior high right here, the middle point of the double bottom. That was our pivot early last week, right? Now, look at prices. Prices now is back below Lois's line and is back below this internal trend line, okay? This overhead resistance was a problem. That 8-week moving average was a problem. Lois is going to probably, if this continues, Lois is probably going to turn to a downswing if this continues. Right now, notice the 21-day moving average, which is this yellow line. Okay, let me clear some of this up. Look at the 21-day moving average, this yellow line right here. 21-day moving average right here. We are right on it. Okay, we're right on it. We're right on it. We find the support at it right now. Okay, we haven't broke below it, but it's right there. Look, at the end of the day, we're below Lois right now. Lois. We have broken below Lois. That's a problem. We at the 21-day moving average. We back below this downward trend and trend line. We back below this horizontal line here, which was the prior high that we needed to act as support. We back below that, the prior high right here. This is a horizontal resistance line, okay, that we broke above. We wanted this to act as support. We have broken it. Okay, if we break below this 21-day moving average, get back below 404. This support area right here that we need to act as support is 404.63. Right now we have 407.86. We break below this horizontal line right here as support, we're going to come back down here. We might start testing these lows, okay? So the SPY is also in trouble, okay? Let's look at the on-balance volume for the SPY. As you can see right now, okay, if I move this horizontal line down on the on-balance volume line, okay, we have broken below it. We have just broken below it. Let me see if I can expand this so you can see it. Here was the prior highs. Here was the prior highs on the line chart of closing prices right here. We got above it. We have broken back below that prior high right here. Look at the on-balance volume. It's below its high. Volume is coming out. The volume is coming out of the this is the on-balance volume chart of the SPY. The volume is coming out, okay? We have to be careful. The volume is definitely coming out right now. So let's go now. Let's go back to Lois, and let's look at the IWM, the ETF that tracks the Russell 2000. Okay, right now on Lois's chart, right now, okay, right now on Lois's chart, let me expand this so you can see it. Okay, we are right below this overhead resistance. We're coming down toward Lois's blue line. If we break below that, here's the 21-day moving average. The 21-day moving average, okay, it's hard to see it. Okay, it's even hard for me to see it. Here's the 21-day moving average. It has converged right at this horizontal support level at 182.72. Okay, so the 21-day moving average line and this horizontal yellow line here is almost completely even. That's why it's hard to see it. It's at 182.72. Okay, Lois is just above that at 183.34. All right, so now if this is the daily chart of the IWM, the ETF that tracks the Russell 2000, if this ETF trades down and breaks below Lois and get below this horizontal support level right here at 182.72, it's going to break below the 21-day moving average. If that happens, we got to look out for these lows down here below. Okay, it may trade back down to those lows. And the final one I want to look at is the ITOT. Okay, here's the ITOT. Let me go back to IWM for a minute. All right, let me switch to the ITOT now. Okay, look at the ITOT. All right, let me expand this. Let me bring this up so you can see it. Let me try to expand this a little bit. Make sure you can see it. Look at the ITOT. All right, this is the total market. This is the Standard & Poor's total market ETF. All right, the U.S. total market. Notice the blue line for Lois. Everything is right here together. The blue line for Lois, the 21-day moving average, this downward trending internal trend line, and the previous high here, this horizontal prior resistance, which is now support level at $90.58, is all right here together. If we break below this, and start trading down, get a little rally back up, find resistance, and come back down, we're probably going to come down and start testing these lows. Okay, the rally is on the edge. The rally is on the edge, okay? It's on the edge. Just overhead resistance, that 8-week moving average. Go back and look at the videos we put up. That 8-week moving average is trying to hold as overhead resistance, putting a lot of pressure on this market, and this thing is on the edge right now, okay? If we start breaking below Lois and trading below Lois, Lois are going to signal us that we have a start of a new downswing, a launch of a new downswing, and that's going to be a problem. Here's the on-balance volume line of the ITOT. Up top, we got the green line, which is the line of closing prices, right? So here, now we got the line, the moving average, the on-balance volume line right here. If you notice, here's the prior high on the on-balance volume line. Over here, we have this horizontal support level, which was prior resistance, now support. If we break back below that, we know the volume is coming out, okay? So the market is on the edge. At the end of the day, we have to see how this market is going to close today, all right? If we start closing back below lowest levels, below the 21-day, breaking these support levels, okay, this market may fall apart. This rally may fail. Okay, we already know the rally has a 50% chance of failure at this point. We have a 50% chance of failure because we had distribution, okay, that came within 2 days after the follow through day. That gives it a 50% chance of failure. What does a 50% chance of failure actually means? Well, let's finish off with this. Let's go over to our Standard & Poor chart where we have our indications of the follow through day, okay? And I'm going to tell you what that actually means. That means that we're going to come back down and start breaking the low of the first day rally attempt if this rally fails, okay? So I'm expanding this so you can see it, okay? So this was the follow through day right here on the 26th. This was the follow through day on the 26th. If this rally is to fail, if we have a 50% chance of failure, right now we're on the edge. Okay, right now we're on the edge. Right now, this chart is a daily chart of the S&P 500, the actual index, not the ETF. We were looking at the ETF earlier. If this market fails, in order for it to be a complete failure, we would have to come down here and break below the low of the first day rally attempt, which is right here on May the 20th. So it can have a pretty good drop. Okay, this is the low of the follow through day right here. This is the low of the follow through day. If we continue, we already got a 50% chance of failure. If we continue to break below and move downward and we break below the low of the follow through day, if we break below that and close below that, then we got a 90% chance of failure. Go back and look at the video we put up on the channel talking about the rally has a 50% chance of failure. So look, I just want to do that quick update. This market is on the edge. There's a strong possibility that it can roll over and collapse. The rally could fail. If it continues to break down and Lois switch to the downside, we may end up going short. Okay, and we may short this market because the rally is looking very weak at this point. The 8-week moving average on our weekly charts, okay, is holding it. We cannot seem to get a pivot on our Bollinger Band strategy because we can't get above the 8-week. All right, so keep your eye out on this. Watch out. This market could roll over very easily. Okay, look out for the next couple of videos. Take care.